also like to congratulate the Grace Christian Academy boys for their 2A state title and the Lutheran North girls for winning the 3A title. Now that the high school basketball season is officially over, our Chevy Spotlight shines on baseball. Over at Anderson-Shiro, the Owls are grooming a young team in hopes of finding success on the diamond. The Anderson-Shiro baseball team has been on a nice run the last couple of seasons. Last year, they were a very impressive 27-8, and the year before that, they started 10-0 before COVID shut down the season. This year, well, a little thing called graduation has had head coach Robert Jackson scrambling a bit. Only 3 starters return, which means there will be a lot of inexperience on the diamond.
They kind of got thrown into the fire. Like last year, they had to step in and catch up to these older guys, these seniors, and figure it out pretty quick. And now they're on the flip side a year later. They're the guy that has to step up and lead and show the younger group kind of what's expected of them and how to run that.
Those kids have been playing with each other last year for 8-9 years since Little League, and coming up to this year, losing them, you sort of just have to regain that chemistry. That takes a long time to rebuild, but I mean, if you get hot and you get the chemistry rolling, then one thing leads to another, you can make a run to playoffs.
The Owls' biggest issue staring them in the face is getting to know one another. Last year's seniors were all about baseball when they were in high school. They didn't focus much on other sports, whereas this year's group plays different sports all year long.
A lot of our guys last year were, they played in the summer, they played all year long. Baseball was their main thing, but a lot of our guys this year are multi-sport athletes. They'll be playing football and then basketball and then baseball. So they're not having like the full year to practice baseball and get better at the baseball craft like some of the guys last year were able to.
They didn't have the background of 3, 4, 5 years together, but they've come together quick here, and that's going to be kind of key for us. If they can keep doing that, we'll have success eventually. We just got to get the experience.
Until his younger players get used to high school pitching, Coach Jackson says he's going to tweak his managing style. Instead of relying on clutch base hits, Jackson is going to look to manufacture some runs.
There's a lot of raw talent we have, and it's just getting it all together on the same page and understanding kind of how we want to play the game. We'll do a lot of bunting, we'll slash, run, hit and run, steal, and just kind of put pressure on the defense. But it's a different game than they may have played in the past, where you just kind of sit back and hit and let it develop on its own.
Definitely encouraging them to keep their head up and encouraging them to stay in the game, keep their head in the game at all times, and learn from their mistakes. That's the biggest thing so far, has been learning from mistakes and taking those mistakes that we've learned from and taking them into the next game, the next practice. And the communication aspect on the field is not there yet. We definitely have to work on that. That's something that may not be visible as a spectator, but it's definitely a big thing on the field.
The Chevy Spotlight is brought to you by the Houston area Chevy dealers. Visit your nearest Chevy dealer and test drive our award-winning products.